x is equals to f prime of x is equals to y prime. It's the notation for differentiation. So whenever you see these, you can interchange them. It's the same thing. You understand? So now, what is it? We have y is equals to a x to the power n, right? So how do we find the derivative of that? We said a represents the constant, right? And then to find the derivative of this, in this case, I will do it in this y prime. It's equals to, we leave the a alone, we leave the constant untouched, and then we take the n down, and then it's x to the power n minus 1. Right. Simple example. Let's do a quick example. Let's say we have y equals to maybe 4x squared. Right. What is y prime of this?
8x.
Is equals to 8x. Right.
Yeah.
You get it?
Yeah.
So one thing that we did is that we in step-by-step form to solve this, we say y prime, it's equals to 4. Obviously, we say 2x to the power 1, right? Mm-hmm. And then we know that x to the power 1 is just that, right? And then we say 2 multiplied by 4, it gives us 8, and then we'll have the x here, right? X to the power 1 is just x. So I want you to notice this, right? Because it gets a bit confusing now when you have more complex problems, you understand, which we'll get into. But I want you to notice that whenever we have a constant, we leave the constant alone, and then we derive the function, right? So a function is whatever is in like the variable. You remember x represent the variable, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So let me just do it here. I get a is the constant, and then x is the variable. Why do we mean when we say x is the variable? We mean that we can substitute 1, we can substitute 2, we can substitute 3, we can substitute 4, you understand, into x, you understand? So it can be varied into different numbers.
Okay.
And then a, the constant a, it remains the same throughout, you understand? Okay, perfect. So let's go on, and then let's do more rules, basic rules. I want to get to these other ones that I like, right? Okay. Let's get to the ones. Okay, let's just do these ones. But you already know them. So number 3, right? Right. So whenever you have two functions, let's say y is equals to f of x plus or minus g of x, right? Either plus or minus. But let me just do one. And then also we have y equals to f of x minus g of x, right? So when you find the derivative of this, y prime of this, right? Mm-hmm. Don't worry, you understand it by force. So what is the derivative of this? This is just y f prime of x plus g prime of x. You understand? Mm-hmm. So you derive each functions separately.
Okay.
You get it? You already know this. I know f prime of x, it's just we derive each term separately, right? Right. Quick example. So quick example of this. It's, let's say you have maybe h of x. It's equals to maybe 4x to the 3 plus 2x squared plus, okay, let's just say 6x plus 7. You understand? Mm-hmm. So h prime of this, right? H prime of x becomes what? 12 x squared plus 4x plus 6.
Yeah.
So you already unpacked one law. So this is what this means, right? Even if we had a negative, we'll apply that negative within the bracket. So we establish one law, maybe we'll call it law number 4, right? That the derivative of any constant is that constant, right? Maybe let's call it g of x, right? G of x. The derivative of a constant c, right? Is g prime of a constant, right? It's equals to 0, right? So, c is a constant. You get?
Yeah.
It's still simple and nice, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. So, okay, let's do a quick example here. We already know it. Example will be g of x is equals to 6, right? Okay, what is g prime of this?
0.
0. Okay, let's do another one. G of x is equals to e to the power pi plus 7 e to the power t plus 4. Can you find the derivative of this?
No. Okay, I think I can try.
Yeah, it's 0.
Yeah, 0. That's
Yeah.
it.
That's it.
What about this?
T is a constant.
Oh.
You understand? So the thing is that I'm keeping it simple for you now because we're studying it, right? But now I know that it gets to this point, right? That's why we're going through the rules. So here's the catch, right? We are finding the derivative of g of x in terms of x, right? So that means anything in the equation that's not x.
Okay.
You get it?
Now I get it.
Yeah. Anything on the derivative on the function that's not x, it becomes a constant. You understand? So everything else, it's what? Like if you see that the function does not have anything with an x, right? That means everything is a constant. Hence, it becomes 0. You get? Okay. So let's move on. Okay. Yeah. Just take it down. You get it now.
Yeah.
So that means it's 0 plus 0 plus 0. Right? Then you get your answer to be 0. So let's talk about what's it? The product rule. Right. It's law number 5. Right. Law number 5. So the product rule. Right. Product rule, right? So the product rule, it says that we have two functions that are multiplied together, right? So that's the first note. Two functions multiplied together, right? Two functions multiplied together, right? And then with these two functions, you need to know, one thing that you need to know is that x is a function, all right? And then even 2 alone is a function, but it's a constant. Yes, but it's a function.
Okay.
You understand? But yeah, so you need to know this, right? But remember, whenever we have like 2x, right? We forget about the constant, we derive the function. If we have, let's say we have f of x, of course, equals to 2x, right? We leave the what? We leave the 2 alone, we focus on the x, right? And then we derive the x, right? So the derivative of this, f prime of this, will be what? Derivative of 2x.
2.
2x. What is the derivative of 2x? It's just 2, right? So yeah, that's it. So this, so that's what it is, right? So let's say for another example, I want us, you understand that the derivative of this is 2, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it like this. Né? I just want to demonstrate to you the product rule, right? So let's say 2 is our u, right? And then x is our v, right? So what is our u? Our u is equals to 2, right? And then what is our u prime? Our u prime is 0, right? And then let's do, what is our v? In this case, our v is what? It's x, right? And then our v prime is equals to 1. Do you agree?
Okay.
Do you know the derivative of x is 1, right? And then we want to look for f prime of x, right? F prime of x is equals to u prime multiplied by v plus u multiplied by v prime. You understand? This is the product rule. You understand? You must not forget this thing. This is the product rule. Do you get me? So now, from the product rule, I want us to substitute and see if we're going to get the same answer that we used when we used the other law that we first did, right? I want to see. So let's apply it. So f prime of x. What is our u? Our u prime? Our u prime was 0, right? And then what was our v? Our v was just x plus, what is our u? Our u was 2. And then what is our v prime? Our v prime was 1, right? Okay, f prime of x, right? What is 0 times x? It's just 0, right? And then plus, what is 2 times 1? It's just 2. What is 0 plus 2? It's just 2. You understand? So this is f prime of this. You see that the answer we got here is the same answer that we got when we're doing it without applying this whole process. You understand? So, but obviously, whenever you have 2x, you just know that you leave the constant untouched, and then you focus on the function, right? But here I was just demonstrating for you to see how the product rule works. You understand? So, yeah. Maybe let me give you a question to sort of like try out, or maybe let's do another problem together. I'll give you the questions as homework. Is that fine? Okay, cool. Okay, while I wait for you to copy. So, yeah, now you understand this first part, right? Let's do more interesting examples on this, right? Let's make it a bit more interesting. So, let's say example 2, right? Example 2, let's say you have f of x is equals to, let's just use x squared plus 4, right? And then maybe multiply by, multiply by x to the 7 plus 8, right? It's fine. 8x actually. 8x, right? So in this case, right, we have two functions multiplied together, right? What is our u? We can take this one to be our u, right? And then we can take the other part to be our v, right? Okay, what is our u? Tell me what is our u? Our u is equals to
X
squared plus 4, right? What is our u prime?
2x.
2x, right? Correct. And then this is our v, right? What is our v? X to the 7 plus 8x. And then what is our v prime?
7x.
7x to the power 6
Yeah.
plus 8.
Oh yeah, plus 8.
Yeah, it's 8x plus 8, right? So what do we need to do? We need to apply our formula for the product rule, right? Which says that f prime of x is equals to, actually let me use red, right? So we need to apply f prime of x, it's equals to u prime multiplied by v plus u multiplied by v prime. You understand? So what do we need to do now? We just need to plug in substitute, right? And then f prime of x, it's equals to, what's our u prime? It's just 2x. And then what's our v? It's the whole thing, x to the power 7 plus 8x, right? Plus, what is our u? Our u is x squared plus 4. And then what's our v prime? Is this thing? It's 7x to the 6 plus 8. Right. You get it. If you don't, forget about it.